Hi guys, welcome to Stephen Dawes Reacts. This is the place where you can find all of your usual film and TV and pop culture news, views and opinions. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell for notifications and all that stuff that you do on social media, on YouTube, you know what I mean. Okay, so I saw the trailer for Indiana Jones 5, which is actually called Indiana Jones and the Dials of Destiny. And I have to say, looking at the trailer, I mean, the trailer looks quite action-packed. It looks like a lot going on. But I think this I think this probably should have been called Indiana Jones and the Adventure Too Far, because, Harrison Ford is getting old now, and yeah, he's still quite sprightly for his age, but you can see that this is a man who is, past his days of playing Indiana Jones. And I know they've done a lot in terms of going back in time and doing the deep fake stuff on his face, and the de-aging process to probably bring in other actors to do stunts and stuff like that, stuff that he can't do. But overall, I just think that this is something that's going to be going badly wrong. It's one of those things where when I heard them mention it, I mean, it's been over 10 years now since Crystal Skull. And pretty soon after Crystal Skull, there were musings they were going to be doing another movie. And then, of course, George Lucas dropped out, Steven Spielberg dropped out, and I thought at that point that this is probably something that shouldn't be going ahead. If you've got those two who were really good, at making Indiana Jones. I mean, the Crystal Skull, okay, wasn't their finest hour, but, with those two not on the project, it did concern me a little bit that we're going to be having some problems with this movie. And having seen the trailer, yeah, it's got action in it. You've got Sophie Waller-Bridge, who's going to be his kind of sidekick in this one. You don't see much of her or hear much of her. You hear one line at the end to say they're kind of vaguely related and stuff like that. But there are a few action scenes going on. There's a couple of callbacks to the previous movies. I'm not quite sure why they're doing that these days. With these franchises, they do a new movie and they do lots of callbacks to the previous movie. I mean, there's a switch around of the gun and the whip scene from one of their previous movies that's is switched around now, so that the protagonist has the gun and and Harrison Ford has the whip, which is kind of a bit of a change. But anyway, it's not the worst trailer in the world. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how much of this actually makes the movie, because, another thing that is very popular at the moment is making trailers with clips in there that you never see in the movie. So hopefully this will be something that we'll be able to see in the movie, and we'll be able to gauge how well this is going to be. The CGI doesn't look fantastic. I know this is just a trailer and the movie isn't coming out to the middle of next year, but the CGI looked like there was too much CGI. If you look at some of the trailers for the previous Indiana Jones movies, you can see that a lot of these effects were real effects. There were real stunts they were doing, real, set pieces they were doing. But this looks very much like CGI. The majority of the work done on here is done CGI. It doesn't look like, from the trailer anyway, like there's any real set pieces going on. A lot of it's done on green screen and stuff like that. And of course, technology moves forward and they can do that now. But for me, I can always tell that it's not actually completely real, and that kind of puts me off a little bit. But it might not you. I mean, it might be worth a try, having a go at it and seeing what happens. Hopefully it's going to be a movie that isn't going to live up to some of the rumours that have been flying around. I'm not going to talk about those, obviously, but there have been a lot of rumours flying around about this movie and about what may happen in the end. But I'm just going to go and wait, and I'm going to go and see it and see what happens and see how it all pans out in the end. I'm sure we're going to lose Indiana Jones in some shape or form. Harrison Ford can't carry on playing him forever. There is musing of a TV series coming out on Disney Plus, which I'm sure he's not going to be able to be a part of that. So, I'm sure we're going to lose Indiana Jones in some way or another at the end of this movie. How they do it and what they do in terms of going forward into the series, who knows? I mean, what it would be nice to do it might be nice to do a series based on his early adventures. So, from the the Last Crusade, where you see him as a young Indiana Jones, doing maybe a series based on that and having a different actor play Indiana Jones at that point and just do his early adventures. That might be nice as a spin-off series, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see what we're going to get from that. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always, as to what you think about this trailer. Did you enjoy it? Do you think it's going to pique your excitement? Or are you thinking that maybe this might be one to avoid, and it could be a movie too far in the indie franchise? I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always, and I'll see you next time.